Yo, what's good? It's Skano. And I told y'all about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, I spoke. Speaking on a different topic. There was some, shooting, some killing, some gang shit. And I forget the exact video, but I already saw this. So Trump has issued this executive order and basically militarizing the police. I told y'all this was gonna happen. Y'all don't listen to me though. Y'all gonna start listening to me. I said, with all this shit that's being put into the forefront in social media, with these different, sets, primarily surrounding the rappers. That's what really brought, if you know, you know. This what brought all this to public because it was not like it was hidden, but I'm saying out of sight, out of mind. But now that you got these entertainers turned up, turning the hoods up, I saw this coming. I said they was going to have the military in the hoods. Keep it up and they're going to have the militaries in the hood. I said that. So basically what he has done is militarize the police. And his, direct target are the urban communities. So if you look at violent crimes, they have been on a decline consistently, steadily since the 90s. Everybody talk about how crazy it is. Y'all wasn't around in the 90s. You really don't know how off the hook it really was. Violent crime has actually gone down, except in certain pockets. You know what I'm saying? And these entertainers then turned the shit back up, because the crack era had kind of died down. I'm not saying trapping is dead, but what I'm saying, y'all, if you was around in the 80s and 90s, late 80s, 90s, you know what I'm talking about. It was extra. As far as the police being in the hood, they was like slave catchers on a, 24/7 on patrol. It's nothing like it used to be. Law enforcement, they got lazy, they got social media. They got all this technology, cameras. They don't have to do much now, which, if you know, that they missed them days. That was the wild, wild west in the 90s and shit. I'm talking about not just in the streets, but these dirty ass cops. But anyway, so he was in Detroit and he was giving a speech and he was talking about how, black folks is, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially saying, black folks is POWs. And, he gonna do something about that. So he about to turn up, the police presence. They about to be fully swatted out. If you know how ATF be, you know what I'm saying? Not these little rinky-dink patrol. I'm talking about the vests, the ARs, all that, And they about to start patrolling these hoods again, man. I said this shit. So it's a lot of people that's gonna say, well, it's about time. Because shit is, it's crazy right now. But like I said before, people kind of dramatize shit. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's not nowhere near what it was in the 80s and 90s. So this is another one of his priorities. You know what I'm saying? But so get used to, or some of y'all gonna have to be, baptized, cause y'all ain't hip to what it used to be like. Like I said, in the 90s, when these cops they had no qualms about pulling up, cracking some heads or dropping some bodies. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be that again. He's giving them the green light. So you niggas that's members, like I said, man, and y'all all extra with it on social media. Just putting shit out there. It been playtime for a while, because they had to scale back. The shit be cyclical. So for about a decade, they was kind of scaling it back because, political reasons and you know what I'm saying? They try to give the impression that, okay, we got to tighten down on these cops, these road cops, these extra cops. You know what I'm saying? So they did the little body cam thing. But, that time is past. It's about to be back turned up like it used to be, you know. So, like I said, man, if you in the streets, uh, you ain't gonna have to just worry about your ops no more. You know what I'm saying? Because these they about to start sweeping through. But like I said, man, already saw all this coming. You know, I and like I said, a lot of it is predicated around social media. They giving the impression, and not to say certain hoods ain't, certain cities is turned up, you know, but the entertainers, you know, it kind of get overblown. And the reason I say that, it's these you know, random occurrences of violence. Somebody getting hit, you know, in the worst way. And obviously, the public, they see what they see on social media or television, and they gonna take that and run with it. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be a few isolated incidents that, and they making it seem like it's the 90s all over again, when, like I said, crime has been decreasing. Check the stats, man. So it is certain hoods where it's still up, and it's gonna be up. You know what I'm saying? Until, like I said, the military, i.e., you know, these special 12. Start calling them special 12. And it's open season again. It's open season. And it's not just gonna be members. We know how this work, man. We know how this work. I'm telling you, man, Trump getting back in the office was the worst damn thing that happened to this country, man, in a long time. In a long time. This dude is not fixing shit. You know what I'm saying? He's just perpetuating, you know what I'm saying? This dude is a fucking scumbag, but it is what it is. We can't blame Trump for what's going on in our hoods, not directly. But it's like America is similar to, like, a quack doctor, they give you, something that make you sick so they can turn around and then treat you. You know what I'm saying? But the treatment just makes you more sick. You know what I'm saying? So keep thinking I'm being dramatic. It is what it is. 216 Skano from the gutter.